Hello again. Let's continue talking about industry. Yes, let's continue talking about industry. When we talk about industry, oh my god, sometimes we face different problems and issues. Yes, we face industrial accidents. Oh my gosh. Yes, that's what happens in every single aspect of our life. We may face accidents or problems. Page 51 talks about different problems that may take place in industry. There are 7 problems that are described on one of the exercises. But before we work on the exercise, I want to comment or I just want to talk about different problems that may be faced when working on industry. Let's focus on the first problem. And it says a tank is leaking. So when liquid is coming out of a tank and that's unintentional, well, we call it a leak. So, oh man, water's leaking. Probably sometimes that happens on roofs. They leak because water is coming out of it in unintentionally. Okay, there is no intention. Like it just happened, okay? So it was an accident. Number 2, it says safety equipment has been removed. As you can see on the image, we have the cabinet for a fire extinguisher. But where is the fire extinguisher? Well, it was removed. Number 3, the problem is that there are no spare parts. Spare parts are all those parts that are used for replacing old parts or damaged parts for good parts, okay, or new parts. 4, it says operation costs are too high. I think this problem is very clear for you. It's when you have to pay a lot just for small things. Number 5, it says the raw materials have been contaminated. What are raw materials? Raw materials are those materials that are needed for creating something, such as plastic, such as fiber, such as metals, okay? So, or wood. Some companies may buy these materials as raw materials like for themselves, they are nothing. But when they are shaped, when they are processed by different machines, and when they work together with other materials, man, they create awesome products. So the raw materials are those materials for creating the different products. Number 6, it says someone is not wearing protective gear. And look at the picture. For example, it says caution, eye protection required. So when someone is not wearing protective gear, they are not wearing the required piece of cloth for protecting their body. And number 7, it says items have been damaged. Oh my gosh, look at this guy. He's carrying a box and it says fragile, handle with care. And man, I think that box was not carried with care. So the objects or the items inside of the box probably have been damaged. Now, what's going to happen? The thing is that these problems are part of exercise A of page 51. The instructions for this exercise say listen to the 5 conversations from letter A to letter E and identify the industrial problems the speakers are discussing. So, you're going to listen to 5 different conversations, and each one of these different conversations is talking about one of these problems. So, identify the problem that each conversation is about. So, pay attention to the listening and get ready for providing your answers in the quiz.
Listening to A and B. Listen to the conversations. Then identify the problems and their solutions. A.
What seems to be the problem?
The pallets were run over by a forklift.
You'd better file a damaged goods report.
B.
What happened to the safety screen?
It was taken off because it slowed production.
Have someone replace it immediately. We wouldn't want anyone to have an accident.
C.
Excuse me. Hard hats must be worn at all times.
Oh, sorry. I seem to have left mine back in the truck.
Here, you can borrow this one while you're on the site.
D.
Has the faulty switch been repaired yet?
Unfortunately not. The warehouse can't seem to locate a spare part.
Well, have the mechanic express order a new one. The assembly line needs to be up and running by tomorrow morning.
E.
So, what does your analysis show?
The plant is not as efficient and cost-effective as it should be. We simply have to reduce labor costs.
Perhaps we should invest in more automation.
That's probably the best solution. Robotics on the assembly line would allow us to increase production to 24 hours a day, 7 days a week.